welcome to podcast with high school Korean girls. I'm Yang, and we also have Haju
Hi.
and Yaso
I'm here.
and Dream
Hello.
hosting as well. Wow! I haven't seen you guys in so long. Y'all look so fresh today. How are you guys doing?
Glad to see you girls. I've been just, going to school, studying. How about you?
Nothing special. I have so many assignments.
Me too. I can definitely guarantee that I'm gonna pass out soon. I slept at 4 o'clock yesterday.
4 o'clock? That's crazy.
I feel so weak even though I slept alone. Low-key, I kinda miss home.
Me too, but is there something going on? You seem a little down lately.
Yeah, I just have so many things on my mind to focus on.
Oh, that's why you look kinda out of it.
Is there anything particularly bothering you? Don't say you got a crush.
No, it's not anything like that. Actually, it's kinda hard to keep in touch with people. I've been needing some alone time. To be super honest, always being around friends can be a little overwhelming. I feel like I'm constantly trying to fake myself into something to make friends. And I don't know why, but I keep comparing myself to others for every little thing.
Wait, no, I actually relate so much. I'm spending too much money on things like makeup and clothes. I'm too worried about what people will think about me and my appearance.
No, literally, especially when I'm scrolling through Instagram, this cycle just continues.
Girl, facts. There are so many pretty people in this world. My self-esteem has been pretty low lately too. There are so many things I want to fix about myself.
It seems like we all have similar concerns. I actually feel like I'm losing myself in other people's eyes sometimes.
Yeah, as you guys know, K-pop girl groups and celebs nowadays are too pretty. Then they also seem to have nice personalities, don't it?
Literally, why are there so many cool people?
But honestly, celebrities and us are just like apples and oranges. So now I'm not even jealous of them.
Oh yeah, their job is to look good, so of course they take care of themselves and receive all those necessary treatments. But we're just students, so it's very different.
Yeah, that's right. It doesn't really make sense to compare ourselves to them.
That's true, but let's be honest. If your friends are really good at school, or they seem like models, or have good personalities, or they have a lot of friends, does that make you compare them more with you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These small things actually don't really seem like that big of a deal. But I keep comparing these really tiny things,
True.
Imagine Dream. Would you be jealous of Yang if one day she suddenly gets advertisement gigs on Instagram because she just became famous?
Oh, haha, but lucky, yeah, maybe.
That's funny. I will give you some advertisement cost then. Don't be too jealous, girl.
Anyways, do you guys know why?
Wait, is there an actual reason? You know how just been taking a social psychology class? I feel like she learned something about it.
Oh my god, yeah, girl share the knowledge. What did teacher say?
I've been waiting for this moment. She said that your tendency to constantly compare yourself to your peers rather than to someone whose situation is so different from yours, like celebrities, stems from something called the self-evaluation maintenance theory.
That sounds complicated.
Hey, can you translate that into common people language, please?
Okay then, I'll explain it more easily to let Ye understand.
Haha, yeah, go for it.
Self-evaluation maintenance theory suggests that comparisons with people who are close to us and similar in certain aspects can have a significant impact on our self-esteem.
I've heard somewhere that social comparison is really affecting us a lot.
Exactly. There are two main types of social comparison, upward and downward comparison. First, upward comparison is when we try to compare ourselves with others who are better off than we are, like celebrities.
I think that's pretty common with people.
And on the other side, downward comparison is when we attempt to create a positive image of ourselves through favorable comparisons with others who are worse off than we are.
You mean that it's even more traumatizing when people we thought were on a similar level to us are suddenly compared to us, right?
Therefore, it is more offensive and hurtful to be compared to your peers than to celebrities. They are so different from us that we do not think of them as comparable. However, our friends are students just like us, so we perceive them to be on the same level as us, which is why comparisons with them are more impactful to us, and we may continuously compare ourselves to them.
So that's the reason why all of these situations happen.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that self-esteem was a big part of the comparison problem you mentioned. But it sounds like teens definitely have a lot of self-esteem comparison problems.
Me too, girl. And I realized in class that social comparison is very relevant, especially in adolescence. And I don't think many kids realize that self-esteem is the main cause.
I think the fact that many kids in Korea grew up being constantly compared with other people from a young age takes a big part. Their families emphasize early education, so children start studying at a young age of when they should be playing.
Oh, I agree. I used to feel so bad when my mom compared me to the kids in the neighborhood.
Right. And the pressure from family and society has always existed, so they don't realize the harms of comparison.
Yeah, I was really sad when my mom compared me with my friends. I mean, how am I supposed to take a break when there's exam every month?
Yeah, like I said, comparison between peers have the biggest impact on self-esteem. So I never wanted to be compared to anyone, especially my friends.
Yeah, I experienced it too. I was really influenced by my friends. I remember searching makeup and Instagram, and that was all because I wanted to look sociable to my friends and not feel like an outsider.
I really agree. Even our media is all about comparison. If you look at influencers, there's a social bias towards what kind of people we prefer. Back to the influence of comparison, there's also this kind of distinction mindset that some influencers have, where they use luxury brands in order to kind of separate themselves from so-called commoners.
Good point. You're a quick learner, aren't you?
Wait a minute. Do luxury brands also use comparison? They're definitely expensive, but is that why people buy them?
Yeah, it definitely plays a part. By consuming luxury goods and showing it off, they make people feel the rank difference between themselves and others. It's kind of like shoving people's social status in their faces. And this method actually works with people with low self-esteem, and they start to pay ridiculous amounts of money for things that are difficult for them to afford. They start putting their self-esteem into materialism.
And on top of that, influencers create trends, which makes students follow the trends. This results in the endless cycle of consumerism and emphasizes our materialistic society. It's kinda sad.
I was really heartbroken when my friend tried to follow trends obsessively, even though I know that's not who they are. There are so many other ways to express themselves.
Also, people see them as weird if they don't hop on trends. They level them differently.
Right. In some cases, people can get bullied if they don't follow a certain trend. But I think that's because Korean teenagers have a strong attribution towards forming groups and choosing members.
I agree. When there's a certain protect like shoes or jackets appearing on trends, everybody has to get it even if it's expensive.
I think Korean society is much more collectivistic than individualistic, especially in teens. There is a lot of individuation.
Derendi? What's that?
Okay, the individuation is the tendency to follow the nature of one's group, to hide one's individuality, and sometimes it can lead to the breaking of the law for the sake of the group.
So you're saying that Korean society has strong individuation enough to harm one's identity? In which ways?
We can simply understand with introducing ourselves. How do you guys introduce yourselves shortly?
Hi, my name is Dream. I go to Dream School. I'm great at planning things and I'm pretty diligent.
Like that. In Western countries where the individualistic culture is more prominent, people usually introduce themselves in terms of their individual strengths.
Oh, so if I'm from other country, I could say, "Hi, I'm Yesul. I'm a very active person and I like eating Korean food." Why?
Yeah, but the groupism like Korea, they say about something that could be useful in their social groups, like describing themselves in terms of achievements that are converted into points.
But everyone has achievements that's not unique.
I think I really judge myself a lot because I think my identity is determined by the relationship around me. And Korean social groups have set average for money, looks, body type, anything.
I feel like I'm realizing that all my prejudice come from my group mentality. I didn't even realize I was trying to fit in.
Oh, and about that, I have a big experience related to this to talk to you guys.
What is it?
Wait, should we take a quick little break?
Haha, nice timing.
Fine, but you'll be prepared for my story though. You said that Korean society is performance based, so oneself is defined by performance. But I think beauty in Korean society is another example of how we define ourselves. So when I was chubby, I had really low self-esteem and tried so many diets that I became obsessive about my weight. I didn't go out of my house if I gained a little bit of my weight.
I've been there too. Being fat isn't a bad thing, but in Korea it's a negative thing. So I used to be obsessed with dieting. The reason I dieted was because of what other people thought of me. And the thing is that I wasn't that fat, I was a victim of social comparison.
I see. I think it's so common in Korean society to talk about weight, especially among teenagers. What do you think the negative effects of that are? Why do we evaluate things externally?
I'm using everything I've learned here. Like you said, a lot of people when they look at others, they evaluate a lot of external things, like their looks, their heights, these kind of things. It's all a reflection of their own complexes and insecurities.
Is that why I did it?
Yes, it's called projection. Projection is a type of defensive mechanism. So when someone unconsciously attributes their thoughts, feelings, or behaviors to another person, they're projecting. So when you feel insecure about something, you start to evaluate that in other people. If you're insecure about your weight, then you might notice other people's weight too.
Oh, so projection and the collectivism you mentioned earlier has created an atmosphere where students obsess over weight and judge others based on their own complexes.
Yes, exactly.
Wow, that really just made me question how I view myself and how that affects the way I view other people.
Oh, so that's another reason why I was so interested in other people's weight. It was because I was insecure about my weight. I need to change my perspective.
I totally relate to you right now. See, I think there's a lot of social problems because a lot of people's standards are based on appearance.
I remember when Korean teens used to take illegal diet pills to get skinny to get recognized. I've seen Instagram posts of people who have lost weight until they're just bones, and they get tons of likes. I was shocked to see that. I'm concerned that many teens are stressed about their weight and define themselves by what they look like.
The problem with self-esteem is not only in the external part, but also in the smallest things. And once you fall into the thought of comparing yourself to others, it becomes harder and harder. I don't know why I compare myself so much, but I don't believe it even when others tell me I'm doing well and I keep beating myself up.
Anyways, I never shared my tip on how to boost my self-esteem before, but I will do it specifically for you guys.
What?
Don't you guys want to know how I managed to boost my self-esteem right now?
Yes, girl, spill.
Honestly, guys, it's really simple. Just don't mind others. People don't care about you as much as you think they do.
Oh, I feel like I know that deep down inside, but it's still so hard to accept.
Guys, I recently learned about self and how to perceive ourselves in psychology class.
I really want to learn something like that too.
Anyways, listen. I learned about self-concept clarity. It is the extent to which one's self-concept is clearly and consistently defined. So if you have high self-concept clarity, you are not easily swayed by other people's judgments. One of the reasons why a lot of people focus so much on the outside is because they care so much about how others see them.
Oh, you said something about that earlier, right? You said that people project their own external complexes onto others and think that's how they see you too. That's right.
Alright, let me put it in this way. Guys, whenever you look at people, do you immediately think about their dark past?
Of course not. But what if someone does? I mean, I'd be really screwed if someone remembered all the emotional posts I made on Facebook in elementary school. It's one of the darkest chapters of my life.
I remember when you used to do that, but honestly, I only remember it now because you just mentioned it. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, unless you remind people of it yourself, nobody cares. So, if you try to increase self-concept clarity, higher self-esteem will just follow. You guys need to consider who you are as a person. You're more than just what you look like.
Right.
Exactly. I want everyone watching this to know this. I want them to know that there's more to us than just.
I think the reason why self-esteem is talked about so much is because most of the people have self-esteem issues nowadays. And I've noticed that there are lots of people who are struggling with it, even if they look perfect on the outside.
Response exactly. I think I realized today that it's not just me. Everyone lives with this.
We are going through this and we are growing. We're still living the teenage dream.
But it seems like we've had a good time talking together, sharing our concerns and gaining new knowledge. I should learn more about social perspectives. It's very interesting.
Me too. It was such a fun time, guys. I really enjoyed talking.
Yeah.
And I think that's enough for today, actually. Well, guys, thanks for listening to the podcast, and we'll be back with more awesome geekery next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.